Don't worry. There's no way I'm gonna let Eleanor do anything to your precious...
Boyle oil?
Ugh, all right, I'm out. She can do what she wants.
No. We'll just call them hostages.
Welcome to MsMojo. And today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 funniest Boyle moments on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Let's go free an innocent woman.
Nice! My dreams are coming true. You and me, get my lady off together.
For this list, we're looking at the most hilarious scenes and running gags featuring Charles Boyle on the sitcom Brooklyn Nine-Nine. If there's an awkward Boyle moment that you're disappointed didn't make our list, we can try to please you next time if you tell us in the comments. Number 10, Carrie Terry. Boyle has always weirdly flexed on Terry Jeffords, despite Terry probably being able to crush him with a pinky.
Sarge, health is about flexibility and peace of mind and bone strength, not building vanity muscles.
When Terry finds out that Charles and Captain Holt are doing yoga together, Terry is a little hurt that Holt didn't come to him for fitness help. Boyle again tries to put his bone strength over Terry's muscle strength in a typical Boyle way.
We all have our thing. You're a muscler, I'm a boner.
However, after Terry hurts his back,
Terry is not a child. Terry is a warrior.
And
Boyle proves the power of his bones by carrying him through the precinct in a surprising feat of strength that pays tribute to an officer and a gentleman.
yoga's given me great bone strength, Terry, so get ready. You're about to enter the bone zone.
Not a thing.
Number 9, Mr. Grapes.
Yeah, nice try, Mr. Grapes. Mr. Grapes!
After Rosa wears a pink shirt to work, the squad is incredulous, but keep it to themselves.
Rosa's wearing pink. Rosa's wearing pink.
Are we sure it's not a white shirt that's just been bloodied in a motorcycle crash?
Or maybe it wasn't her. Does she have a twin sister?
Boyle is quite put out though, since none of them mocked her for it. He's especially mad because they all mocked him for years by calling him Mr. Grapes after he wore a tie with a small amount of purple in it.
You guys are unbelievable. I once wore a tie with a splash of purple. You guys called me Mr. Grapes for 2 years.
Oh, Mr. Graves! I forgot about Mr. Graves.
Instead of convincing them of their hypocrisy, they instead decide to mock Boyle hypothetically wearing pink.
If I wore a pink shirt, you'd tear me to shreds.
Well, yeah, but you'd look like a My Little Pony with a gun.
Let me guess. Your theater club is putting on Grease and you're playing a pink lady.
Boyle's exasperation and the squad's juvenile mockery make this a relatable and funny cold open.
What's happening? Rosa's the one wearing pink.
And?
It's gorgeous. Wish I could pull that off.
Number 8, mouthfeel.
Oh, 8th best.
When Sal's pizza burns down, Jake is sure it's arson and is determined to find the culprit.
How about this? We light a bunch of fires throughout Brooklyn, and when the firemen go to fight the fires, we walk right into Sal's, the crime scene's ours.
Boyle doesn't think it's worth getting into a conflict with the fire department over, unless Jake thinks it's worth it. Despite Boyle's tendency to suck up to his bestie, he's also quick to correct Jake's opinion on Sal's being the greatest pizza in the area.
I feel very uncomfortable saying this to you, but it doesn't seem like it's worth it. Unless you think it is.
I do. Like I said, Sal's is an institution, and it's the best pizza in the neighborhood.
I'm sorry, Jake. Sal's is only the 8th best.
Ever the food connoisseur, Boyle reveals he sends out a weekly email newsletter/blast about which local pizza is the best, using the usual criteria like sauce or crust, but also mouthfeel.
Sal's has the 4th best texture, 9th best crust, 12th best cheese, and honestly, they're only 7th in mouthfeel.
Mouthfeel, what is that?
The inside of your cheeks are very sensitive. It's like the inside of your thighs, except with a tongue.
Oh,
It's a great scene that combines two of Boyle's greatest loves, Jake and food. Number 7, Squash Beast. Always out to please everyone, Charles accepts readily when Captain Holt asks that he join him to help win a squash tournament.
In any case, I would be honored if you would take my place so that Raymond could make it a treble.
Absolutely. I would love to do that.
Great. Formidable.
Yep. That is great. This is great. This is terrible.
However, Boyle is worried, since squash brings out his competitive side and makes him quite un-Boyle-like.
Squash brings out my competitive side. Breaking rackets, cursing, excessive mooning. One time, just to psych a guy out, I locked eyes with him and ate a squash ball.
Boyle manages to contain himself, but when they're unable to match up to their opponents, Holt reveals that he knows about Boyle's wild side and asks him to...
I need him on my team. I need you to unleash the beast.
And unleash it Boyle does. Seeing the usually mild-mannered Charles go full-on competitive, with trash-talking, breaking rackets, and even slapping Holt on the butt, is a laugh riot. Number 6. Boyle versus Hitchcock. Boyle's brief sexual relationship with Gina Linetti isn't very healthy, but it's fodder for some great comedy.
Oh, Boyle, I love that you're trying to step up your sex game, but strength is not your issue. Stop humming. And it does not turn me on when you bend over and back up into me.
After he accidentally records them together in the station's camcorder, Boyle is desperate to get it back from Hitchcock. Instead of money, Hitchcock demands something more difficult to acquire, getting Charles to make him seem cool.
Are you blackmailing me? I don't have any money, Hitchcock. I'm still paying my uncle's funeral bills. I rear-ended the hearse. It was a mess.
There's one thing I want, and it's not that big. I just want you to make me cool in everyone's eyes.
Boyle's half-hearted attempts at this throughout the episode are hilarious, as he clears low bars like getting Jake to mention his name without mocking him.
Hey, Jake.
Hey, Charles.
Who's this with me?
Hitchcock?
And saying Hitchcock is handsome.
Boyle?
Hitchcock is very handsome.
Why, thank you, Boyle.
Boyle must eventually wrestle with Hitchcock over the tape in the locker room, which sees them both wrapped around a bench. Talk about bending over backwards for a relationship. Number 5. No Stoom. Charles loves Halloween. All the squad do, but for very different reasons.
Buongiorno, buongiorno. Pretty cool stoom, huh?
Stoom?
Short for costume.
Boyle always dresses up in costume, or stoom as he calls it, yet the squad mocks his outfits, making wildly inaccurate guesses on what they are.
All right, let me guess. You are Dumpy Chuck Norris.
No, I'm...
Dumpy Ron Weasley.
No.
You guys, stop it. He put thought into his costume, and he is obviously Miranda from Sex and the City.
Finally, Boyle decides not to dress up at all. However, he's shocked to find that not only has the entire squad, minus Holt, dressed up for a change, but they also insist that they've never mocked him for his stooms.
Charles, seriously? No costume?
What the hell, Charles? Where's your Halloween spirit?
But you guys always make fun of me.
I have never once insulted you in my life, especially vis-a-vis your appearance.
Cue Boyle changing into an Elvis costume and returning, only to discover that they've all changed into street clothes and are right back to making fun of him.
Bam, bam, boom.
What?
Why are you dressed up? You look like an idiot.
Even Holt gets in on it, though we're not sure if it's intentional. He's hard to read.
Squad, that's enough. You're making Boyle feel bad on purpose. He's Elvis.
Yes!
Elvis Stoico, the Canadian figure skater.
No!
Number 4. Boyle Bingo. This cold open sees the squad playing a rousing game of Boyle Bingo, Thanksgiving edition.
Happy Turkey Day.
Yes, right out of the gate.
What? What's going on?
We're playing Boyle Bingo, Thanksgiving edition.
In the game, they've all written down things they're certain Boyle will say or do on Turkey Day. These include his festive spirit, facts about the holiday, and objecting to the game when he finds out about it.
Boyle explains that they ate lobsters at the first Thanksgiving. They did. Back in that time, they called lobsters ocean bugs, and I'll just mark it off for you.
Honestly, we're just surprised no one had Boyle falls on the floor for their card. The group mocks Boyle a lot, but this is one of the more good-natured ribbings they give him, and shows just how well they know him. Plus, it starts the episode off with a bang, or rather, a boom.
That's a victory. That's a victory for Boyle. Boom.
Number 3. Through the Glass. Charles hits things off immediately with Genevieve, a woman he meets at a courthouse.
How many dogs you have?
Oh, too many. 3.
That's how many I have.
Oh.
All right, wait, quick question. How do you keep them off the bed?
I gave up. I sleep on the floor.
Me too.
It's better for your back.
The only problem, she's immediately put away for insurance fraud. However, Boyle is sure she's been framed. When he and Jake interview her, Boyle's comments are, as usual, very personal and often gross.
Does Charles have a girlfriend?
I just saw her mouth my name. What did she say? Is she asking if I'm circumcised?
Except Genevieve is clearly on the same wavelength. The three-way conversation between he, Jake, and Genevieve is gold, but it becomes a little too much for Jake, so he has to dip out. It ultimately ends up being too graphic for even the prison guards, who kick Boyle out.
Guard got nauseous, so he had to stop.
That's weird. You think it's because you're the two most disgusting people in the universe?
Could be.
Yeah.
Disgusting they may be, but these two are perfect for each other, and hilarious to boot. Number 2, every innuendo. Charles Boyle is known for many things, and one of his most frequently seen quirks is how often he makes unintentional innuendos.
Time for me to get out there and spread my wings.
Legs.
These include everything from referring to his wedding invitation as STDs to saying that he'll go to any lengths to get his son his favorite toy in a unique way.
I told you, Jake, I'll do anything to perk up my little man.
You've gotta know how gross that sounds in your underwear.
Everyone knows it's just because he's awkward and weird, but it's still disconcerting for his friends and coworkers.
Talking real fluffy ones.
Radical. I bet you're an awesome fluffer.
Yeah.
I bet you fluff those other riders right out of their biker shorts.
Charles?
I can picture you as a teenager fluffing all of New York City.
Charles, stop talking. Fluffing has a different meaning.
Thankfully, we don't have to hear it all the time. And Boyle's inadvertent double entendres always leave us satisfied, because we're laughing so much. Before we unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable mentions. Fax machine. Quite the mental image he paints.
Hey, imagine a letter had unprotected sex with a phone.
Nancy Drew. Boyle aspiring to be a teenage girl detective explains so much and so little.
Did Nancy Drew solve a lot of murders?
Yeah, she did. Murder on Ice, Recipe for Murder. Nancy was a wonderful detective. I wanted to be her when I grew up.
Single ladies dance. Watch out, Beyonce.
People love it. Look at that. 2 painted ladies just joined in. You gotta admit, Boyle really knows how to move his pelvis.
I can't believe this is one of the last things I'm ever gonna see.
Fiber. Boyle looks out for Jake's health even in serious situations.
Did you have breakfast?
What? That's not on the checklist.
I added it because I care about you.
No, I did not have breakfast.
Unacceptable. Look in your pocket.
Hey, there's little chocolate chips in this.
Yeah, I'm not an idiot. I know how to trick my best friend into eating his fiber.
Introduction. Right from the start, Boyle was full Boyle.
Oh man, my muffin. Ah! Oh, my head. My muffin in my head. And I stepped on my muffin in my head.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Diane Wiest. The genius of this cold open cannot be overstated. Its beauty is in its simplicity.
Hey there, Boyle. How was your weekend?
Well, actually, I got a little sick.
Oh, really? Sorry to hear that, man.
Jake arrives at work and asks Boyle how his weekend was. Boyle replies that he fell ill after watching Bullets Over Broadway.
Bullets Over Broadway was on TV. I came down with a big old Diane Wiest infection.
What follows is a long, long pause. Jake's face is completely deadpan following the truly terrible pun, while Boyle barely contains his laughter before explaining the joke. It's both actors' favorite cold open, and we can see why.
Like yeast?
Not only does it perfectly capture their characters' relationship, it's also Boyle's funniest moment on the show. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.